Hi, I'm Steve Schul, the Mayor of Durham. It was 7 months ago, on March the 11th, that doctors identified the first coronavirus infection in Durham. Since that time, we've been on a difficult journey together, one that we could never have anticipated. It is a journey that has tested us as individuals, as families, and as a community. We have witnessed right here in Durham real suffering, and we have witnessed resilience, families getting closer, friendships deepening, wonderful work going on every day to keep our community safe and to bring our community back. I'm really proud of the great job we've done in Durham to keep the virus at bay. Early in the pandemic, we were adding 85 cases every day. But the good work we have done to keep each other safe has cut that number in half. We began requiring face coverings in March, 2 months before the rest of the state, and that decision has served us well, saving lives and reducing illness. Durham residents have done an awesome job washing hands, wearing face coverings, and social distancing. And as a result, our infection rate remains far below the state's. Still, we have suffered great losses. Nearly 100 of our loved ones have lost their lives to COVID-19. More than 8,500 Durham residents have contracted the virus. Our Latinx community has been particularly hard hit. During the early summer months, nearly 80% of our cases were among our Latinx community. Through the hard work of El Centro Hispano, Latin 19, and others, this number has fallen greatly, but our Latinx neighbors, especially construction workers and their families, continue to bear a disproportionate burden of illness. A nuestros hermanos y hermanas Latinx, nuestro corazón está con ustedes. Our hearts are with you, and we will work alongside you to keep you safe. I want to recognize the newest heroes of this pandemic, our teachers and the thousands of working parents with school-aged children. As the father of 2 graduates of Durham Public Schools, I can scarcely imagine what it must be like to teach over the internet or to be a parent working from home in the kitchen while your kids are in school in the bedroom. You are doing the impossible. I want to acknowledge, too, those of you who have lost your jobs, who are teetering on the financial brink, unable to pay your rent, worried about feeding your children. In this way, the pandemic has highlighted the economic fault lines in our society. There are many people like me who have the financial means to weather the storm. But then there is the devastating fact that fully 36% of our low-wage workers, mostly Black and Latinx, are now unemployed. I grieve, too, for the many small businesses who have shut their doors, and I worry about the businesses who are hanging on through sheer grit and ingenuity. Your businesses are more than a livelihood. I know that because I ran a small business for 30 years. Your restaurant, your gym, your retail shop, these are your dreams, your sweat and tears, often the work of a lifetime. We have to do more to help you survive. We do have a lot of good work under our belt, led by the diverse group of leaders who make up our Recovery and Renewal Task Force. The task force has engaged hundreds of community members in roundtables devoted to specific industries, as well as to places of worship, immigrants and refugees, and vulnerable populations. The work of the task force and of so many other community groups has been remarkable. Here are some of the things our community has been able to accomplish together. Go Durham has distributed more than 60,000 free face coverings on our buses. DurhamHasYouCovered.com is a website where you can purchase face masks made by local producers, many of them women and people of color. With pro bono contributions from McKinney and Duke Center for Advanced Hindsight, we created the Back on the Bull campaign to support businesses which self-certify to their specific safe practices. Next week, a cadre of community health ambassadors, funded by city and county government in association with UNC's Gillings School of Public Health and El Centro Hispano, will begin visiting businesses and institutions throughout Durham to work with them on safe practices. The city, county, and private donors have funded the Hope Learning Centers, where school children can come to get help with their online learning. Our homeless service providers have done amazing work keeping our homeless residents safe, providing quarantine facilities for them, and moving many of them into housing. Led by Durham Cooperative Extension, our community has fed hundreds of thousands of meals to students and seniors over the past 7 months, using local farmers and restaurants as their suppliers. Together, Duke University, the city, and the county have created a $3 million fund for small business grants and loans. So far, $1.5 million of this fund has been allocated to 120 businesses, half of them women-owned and more than 60% of them owned by people of color. Downtown Durham Incorporated has led the creation of the Streetery, the wonderful outdoor dining scene now taking place every weekend. Discover Durham has pioneered Durham Delivers, a service to help local restaurants deliver meals to neighborhoods without incurring the crippling charges of a corporate delivery service. We have done so much, and yet we have so much still to do. We need to offer more support to our small businesses. Our 60 Durham food pantries are running short on food, and we need to make sure they have what they need. We need to continue the extraordinary efforts to keep our Latinx community safe. We will do all this and more because we are Durham. But let me tell you what I worry about. First, I worry that we'll let our guard down and that events like Halloween will become super spreaders. Halloween has to be different this year. Still, with scary costumes, pumpkin carving, and small groups of trick-or-treaters prearranged with friends. But we can't have our usual large crowds of trick-or-treaters, which we love so much. It just isn't safe. I worry, too, about our small businesses and their ability to survive more long months of the virus. I worry that we still have many months to go before a vaccine will be available on a mass basis. This includes the cold winter months, when our isolation will increase. It includes the holidays at Christmas and Hanukkah, when we want desperately to be with our loved ones face to face, sharing gifts and sharing hugs. And many of us just won't be able to be with Grandma this year. That's going to be hard, and we must attend to the mental health consequences that will inevitably become more severe this winter. Mostly this depends not on the mental health professionals at Alliance and elsewhere, but on you and me. You know the single people, the elderly, the shut-ins on your block or in your church family. Reach out to them. Have a regular check-in on the phone. Take a socially distanced walk around the neighborhood. Drop off a small gift. Find a way to comfort the lonely. This is an act of love. I think my greatest worry of all is that we will be awash over the next few months in a tsunami of evictions. I'm proud that the city and county have established a $3 million fund for rental assistance, and that the city is funding $500,000 for legal aid attorneys to represent tenants in eviction court. But we know that these funds will meet only a fraction of the need. Up to 1/3 of Durham residents are struggling to pay their rent, and we will need more than $6 million per month to fill the rent gap. We just don't have enough money to stave off this eviction crisis and to keep our small businesses alive. So it's essential that the federal government provide another package of COVID relief, and that this time significant funds come to the localities for these purposes. If you need another reason to vote in this election, this is it. Early voting has started. Go to the polls and vote. Although my topic today is COVID-19, there is another subject I must address. It is crucial that we not let the new COVID crisis divert our attention from the enduring crisis of racial injustice. In the midst of this pandemic, the cold, brutal murder of George Floyd ignited a righteous uprising across America and right here in Durham. I embrace this uprising, and I once more join the call to confront systemic racism in our city and in our society, and to rip it out root and branch. When the coronavirus is long gone, the work of racial justice will remain. And even during the pandemic, we must do this work every day. Meanwhile, we fight the virus. This virus is humbling. I tell you honestly that I know I have made lots of mistakes over these last few months. This is hard, but I'm doing my best every day. I will keep plugging, and I know that you will too. Here is what I want you to remember. We are going to get through this. On the other side of this thing, we're going to build a stronger, more equitable city. We will bring back our jobs. We will give each other those hugs we are longing for. Don't lose sight of that future, because that is our future, and we will get there together. Bull City, by and by.